right, guys, welcome back to the Pulse with Willie and Al. We're bringing you guys episode 104 today. This is our Where is the Floor episode, and we want to know where exactly the floor is in the NFL this year because I feel like it gets redefined every single week. But welcome back. How you doing, bud?
We can also we'll talk about this later. The floor in our fantasy football seasons. It's not great.
Which
It's
that
not
gets
great.
that also gets redefined every year. So
Sure does. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm live on location for the next couple weeks, hanging out with Pablo the Great Dane,
yeah,
which is your parents' dog. Uh, yeah, big. I've been hanging out with Big Ray for a couple days. That's been a lot of fun. We watched the Patriots last night.
amazing,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Also, don't be surprised if Uncle Raj stops by and gives you a piece of his
Oh
mind. So
God, I'm not ready for that.
yeah. Oh man,
I
man.
know Pablo's not a dog that'll bite somebody, but man, I hope he bites him.
Or unless you guys are going to cook up some ridiculous food, that may be something. So
Well,
I'll drop him a dime on that one.
yeah, 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 I appreciate that.
Yeah, but guys, we are back. It's a holiday season, so it's just a nice season. And yeah, Al's right. He's living my life right now in America. Uh, yeah, kind of wild. But
Yeah,
let's jump right in with the NFL, man. What a difference a week makes. There really wasn't a ton in terms of injuries. Terrion Arnold, he ended up hitting IR for Detroit. Frank Ragnow, unfortunately, is not coming back. He failed a physical with Detroit.
yeah.
Um, which was kind of sad because we kind of wanted him back. Uh, but then also Justin Herbert, he has surgery. He's going to be day to day. It's on his non-throwing hand, but still kind of a deal, right? Like kind of something to keep an eye on.
I just feel like if that was me having surgery on my hand, I wouldn't be able to play football for 2 years. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not that tough, apparently.
No, me neither. Um, yeah, before we get into the AFC and NFC picture, let's talk about some of the weekend of what happened. We'll start with the Bengals. They beat the Ravens in Burrow's return, which was I think really big for the Bengals. They're virtually eliminated from the playoffs, but they still have a chance if they win the division, right? And that's what
Yeah,
it seems like. The Steelers are free falling. They just beat the Ravens. Like maybe this is a team that has a sub 500 record and gets into the playoffs from the AFC North, which is very different than what we thought at the beginning. But I mean, Burrow, he made some incredible reads in this return. You watch some of the
yeah.
plays
He
he
looked
was.
like the old Joe Burrow.
He
Like, just made
really
it look
did,
easy.
and it just. I know I'm a big fan of his, but like it was just good having him back in football, man. It really
Yeah.
was. Uh, I mean, the big thing, the Bengals looked good in that. Not great, but they looked good or good enough to be able to have him back. But where do the Ravens go from here? Because this is kind of a Ravens were kind of in a win out mode, and when Lamar came back, and Lamar has not looked great since he's come back. It's been a struggle.
Well, with the AFC North, like I always like to say with really terrible divisions, legally somebody has to win this division.
Hmm.
And I mean, Cincinnati's two back with what, five to play?
Hmm.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. They do play some tough games. They do play Buffalo, uh, Baltimore. They have my Patriots coming up, which I don't think is going to be an easy game. Like, everybody in this division has a pretty tough schedule remaining, and they still have to play each other. So, like, I don't know. This could go any number of ways.
Could get very weird, right?
Yeah, that's what we love. We love weird football.
Yeah.
We love a world where there's a We love it where there's a world where Cincinnati can make the playoffs, and the Chiefs, who have made the Super Bowl every year in the 2020s minus 1 year, not make the playoffs at all. Let's get
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. Let's get
Let's get
very,
weird.
very strange with it.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving was kind of wild. You have the
sure
Packers.
was.
You have the Packers beat the Lions. This is twice this year now. They swept them for the series this
Yeah,
year, so a big leg up for them. The Lions, I don't know. They have 1 week where they look, well, not 1 week, but they have multiple weeks where they look very, very good, and then they play the
yeah.
Packers, and it's like, oh no, we're not going to look great. Now Amon Ra got hurt. I realize that, and
Doesn't help.
he's
Yep.
a big component of that offense. Talking about injuries, I feel like all of them were related to the Lions, just about.
Yeah.
So I think once he comes back, it's going to be much better. But I mean, the Packers are winning those games, right? And having that tie that they had with who was it, the Cowboys earlier in the year.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that could be a deal breaker in terms of getting into the playoffs and really kicking a team out that has the same amount of wins, right? Like
Yeah.
it just kind of really helps them a
Well,
lot.
what's wild with Detroit right now is they're 2 games back of the final wild card spot.
Yeah.
2 games, and they play Dallas this week, which is that's essentially an elimination game. That
Yeah.
is an elimination game for one of those teams.
And Dallas has been just on fire lately. We're going to talk
It's
about them
wild.
next, but the one thing I was going to say about the Packers is I just still don't trust Jordan Love.
No,
I just don't, man. When the game's on the line, it's like I don't. I know, like I see the clips of him that like people in this locker room believe in each other, and
he
we
made
all,
some
yeah.
he made some big fourth down throws on that Thanksgiving game.
He,
That was some big, like, oh boy, okay.
mm-hmm. I I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna see what happens. Like I still go back to that game a few years ago when they went into Dallas and absolutely crushed them in the playoffs, and then they
Mhm.
just kind of dropped the dud last year. And
Yeah.
now, like, what team are we gonna get? Are we gonna get the team that goes into the playoffs and loses in the first round, or are we gonna get the team that can actually make it through the playoffs? And they're gonna have to play excellent football these last 5 games to win this division.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Somebody that has Jordan Love on their fantasy bench who never knows when to start him every week. It's just been a nightmare.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a really good spot on a lot of benches there. Uh,
Sure does.
the Cowboys, they end up beating the Chiefs on Thanksgiving as well. And I don't want to say I'm surprised because their offense is ridiculous that they have, but I was surprised because I didn't expect their defense to step up the way they did against the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's weird. Imagine how good they would be if they had Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. Like,
Yeah,
uh,
just insane.
just a weird thought to have. And this is a team that right now in their division with the Eagles reeling, like they've got a legitimate shot that they could even overtake the division. Because we don't know how far. Like we're talking about the episode name, like the where's the floor? We don't know where the floor is for
Yeah,
Philly. We really don't. Same thing for teams like the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs are kind of in a they're the playoffs start today. They're not getting in, right? Like
they're
it's
10th in the conference right now.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
not good. They, Houston beats them in the tiebreaker anyways, but just a really tough go for them. And they've had a few things not go their way. And I hate to point this out because uh it's not nice, but Rasheed Rice getting suspended really hurt them a lot. That it
yeah,
really hurt this team a lot. And I realized it was a year kind of removed, and maybe they wanted it to happen last year, and they ended up in the Super Bowl. Any of that stuff, but it really hurt this offense to get off on the right foot. They needed him to be there, and he wasn't. And
right.
that's if you look at one of the reasons as to why this team is not going to make the playoffs, he's one of them. The offense in general, towards the beginning of the year, but he's a big reason of it. Um, and
Well, right now too, with the Chiefs being 2 back of the 7 seed, like the teams they have to leapfrog. They've lost 2 this year,
mhm.
like which doesn't which essentially means you're 3 back.
Yeah, and that's like you're just looking at some of those teams. Like, yeah, they beat Indy, so Jacksonville playing better and being ahead of Indy right now helps
But
them.
they lost to Jacksonville. They
They
lost to
lost to Jacksonville,
Buffalo.
they lost to Houston, they lost to Buffalo. Like, right?
Yeah.
It's not a good situation for them at all. And all these teams are trying to get in, right? Like they're vying for
Yep.
spots. It just you didn't think Buffalo was going to be vying for a wild card spot, but we also didn't think New England was going to be winning 15 games this year. Like it's
Right.
just wild kind of what's happening. Uh NFC's just as crazy, right? Like now we better, blink of an eye, and the Bears they end up beating the Eagles to secure the top spot in the NFC. And this was honestly, in my opinion, just kind of embarrassing for Philly because this was a chance for them to really prove that, like, hey, listen, the Bears are coming to town. we're going to show them what the world champions, what the world champions can do. They didn't, man. Um, they didn't. This,
Yeah.
I feel bad. The offensive coordinator's house is getting egged. He's probably the most memed about guy on social media right now, and it's
Which
just
which also that's not called for either.
no, 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 no,
That's not called for either.
no.
That's no.
Yeah, it's I listen. You can call the plays out there. The players got to go out and execute too.
Yeah.
Uh, Jalen Hurts at any time with any play that's called can audible, right? Like they can
Mhm.
audible based on the look. The offensive coordinator's trying to do the job the best he can. They're and
Also,
they're trying
also
to win
this
games. You know.
this doesn't all fall on the offensive coordinator, and here's why. Maybe the defensive coordinator should have a defense that doesn't allow up 281 yards of rushing. I don't know. Hot
That
take.
that's something that's just wild to look at.
Mhm.
Wild. You look at the yards per carry for DeAndre Swift, Kyle Monangai, like it's just it's outrageous. Outrageous, man. Uh
Yep.
I don't know. The Bears are a dangerous team right now. They're running the ball well. They're also playing good defense, and I feel like the teams that they're playing against, not to boo-hoo what they're doing because I think they're playing good football, but and they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. But it seems like the teams that they're playing against are just self-destructing right in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of awful. So I don't know whether to take the Bears seriously or is this a team that could go right through and end up in the NFC Championship game, right? And listen, once you get to that game, you got a 50% chance to win it.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild, but I know you texted
Yeah.
me. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Because the Bears, like we talk about this a lot come playoff time. You want a team that can run the ball well and can play good defense, and that's. I know I keep dumping on the Bears, and I don't think that they're legit, but like at some point, like I kind of have to change my mind on that because
Hmm.
like they're doing like when you're running for 280 yards on a defensive line that's like one of the better ones in the league, that says something to me.
It
Like,
really does. It does.
yeah,
Uh
like, and you're playing good defense. Like, okay,
Yeah, they're taking the ball away a lot from people. In fact, I think they lead the league in interceptions. Uh,
yeah,
you've got also, I think you texted me about this, but like the Texans beat the Colts, and the Colts just, I wouldn't say it's free fall. I kind of want to call it that, but it it seems like the Colts got off to a really good start to the season. They were playing some teams that we felt like, okay, maybe they're not that good. They put together a good record, and now they're in murderer's row, and they're playing a lot of very good defenses. They're playing divisional games that are really tight. But make no
also,
mistakes. Yeah,
Daniel Jones with the broken leg kind of thing. Like, what? Like at some point, like I know your option is what Anthony Richardson. Like,
yeah. Again, I'm not an athlete, right? Like, I'm not
yeah,
playing with a broken leg. Uh,
yeah, for realsies.
Yeah, Daniel Jones has played well above par this year. Has he made some mistakes? Yes, definitely has.
Sure.
But he's the Colts got much more production out of him this year than I think a lot of the fans in the NFL thought. But make no mistake about it, right? The Texans, they're vying for a division. Their season kind of went the inverse of Indy's, right? Like they started off really bad, and playing a lot of very tough games. The offense wasn't really getting going. Now they're starting to figure that out. Guys are getting healthier. They're playing
Yeah.
much better than they used to. And so is Jacksonville, right? Like Jacksonville is quietly leading the division right now. And I feel like we're just kind of just passing them by. They had Brian Thomas that's been injured all year. They make the trade for Jacoby Myers. Travis Hunter goes out for the year. I think they made the trade after that, but
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers has been lighting it up for them. Just
I'll tell you, as somebody whose favorite team currently holds the 1 seed in the AFC, the Texans are a team I don't want any part of in the playoffs.
yeah.
I want no part of them.
Yep.
No thanks.
They've
Like
got a very
they
good
do everything.
secondary.
Yep. Yep. And they have a very good defensive line
Hmm.
that will just eat you alive if you
Yeah.
have anything of a suspect offensive line. So
Hunter and Will Anderson just wreak havoc on quarterbacks. It's
yeah.
insane what they're able to do. And
Yeah.
when you have a secondary as good as theirs, where you've got three guys that are ball hawks, at least three, if not more than that. I mean, you've got guys that really can They force turnovers, right? They're going to
Yep.
force the defensive line is going to force that quarterback into making some very bad decisions. Yeah, that's a much better division than I think we thought, and I think it kind of gets a lot of flack because the Titans are pretty bad. But
Here's a. I will say this. I still can't tell you if Jacksonville's a good team. I have no. I've watched enough of their games that I can't tell. I can't tell.
yeah, I don't.
Houston, I can at least tell you is a good team. The Colts are a good team when they can run the ball.
Mhm.
Jacksonville, there's no rhyme or reason.
Can we equate like Jordan Love and Trevor Lawrence? Like I feel the same about both of them.
I think Jordan Love's better than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
I'll die on that hill. Like,
man, I don't know. They're the games that Jacksonville is winning. I mean, Jacksonville beat Kansas City.
yeah,
I mean, I look at some of these games, like what they're able to do, and plus he had a wild play, a wild touchdown in order to be able to beat Kansas City. But I don't
yeah,
know, Jacksonville. They just got Brenton Strange back at tight end too. He was back from IR. I mean, they're a good team, man. I don't want to say that, but Liam Cohen's doing like Mr. Duval, right?
yeah.
So,
Duval.
oh man. But I think probably the game of the week that we had was the Panthers beating the Rams, right? Like that was just
Your dad and I, your dad and I turned that game on at the start at the start. So like, oh, I think this actually might be a good game, and boy, we were rewarded for that.
yeah,
I'll tell you.
yeah. Very rarely, and I think we get into the habit of watching Red Zone because we're into fantasy and stuff, but when you could sit down and really watch a game from beginning to end, it feels really, really rewarding. And that was a game that made you feel like, okay, this was worth it. This was worth it, man. Uh,
Yep. And I will say, I know I texted you this. That Puka Nakua catch.
yeah.
I don't I don't understand how somebody's brain can make that catch. I
So
like I don't understand that.
So I don't want to put anything negative out into the ether, but like the one thing I thought because they're comparing it to the OBJ catch, and I'm thinking to myself like, what would OBJ say to that? And I know exactly what he would say. It's not as good as my catch because it wasn't a touchdown. But like, I just look at what Nakua does week in and week out. He's not concerned with personal accolades. He's concerned with his team winning. And he's a very selfless player where I didn't feel that way about OBJ.
Yeah. Yeah, the Rams, like I'll tell you, the Rams looked like a team that like can still put it all together, but have an old quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of it kind of reared its head on Sunday. Like,
It did because it showed that Matt Stafford hadn't thrown a pick in 10 weeks, and he
and he
threw.
threw two in 3 plays.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was the Panthers defense is very good, and when you when you get careless with the ball like that, they're gonna make you pay. The one thing I will say, and I feel like it kind of flies under the radar, is Devonte Adams is having another career year.
He's on pace again. He 33% of his catches this year have been touchdowns.
Yeah, it's insane. He's at a touchdown in 6 games straight. He leads the league with 14 touchdowns at receiving
Yeah.
touchdowns. Uh, he's a matchup nightmare, and I'll tell you, come postseason, having a guy like him and Nakua, and then running the ball with Blake Corum, who he's coming alive. Kyron Williams is coming alive. I know it seems like we're beating the drum for the Rams, but they're a team that it looks very good. Now, I think this shows.
There's a blueprint though. I
Yeah,
think what you're gonna say is there is a blueprint to beat these guys
yeah,
though.
with Carolina playing the way they did, I think you're absolutely right about that. I think this was the game that the Rams needed to have for them to
Yep.
wake up because it's not going to get easier. They're going to play some more divisional games. They're going to play San Francisco again. I believe they play Seattle one more time. Is that right?
They do. Yep.
Uh, that's going to be challenging for them. You know, in the next
Yeah.
5 weeks, they're basically playing playoff football. If they're going to win the Super Bowl, they're playing playoff football for the next 8 weeks, right? And
Yeah.
and that's the way they need to approach this. So hopefully it was the wake up call that they needed to really kickstart them and be like, all right, we need to tighten things up. And Matt Stafford's a surgeon with the football. Sean McVay, I guarantee he's not
Figure
getting
it out.
any. Yeah, he's not getting any sleep over the next few weeks. He's gonna
Yeah.
make sure that he exhausts everything because he knows how close he is. Um, the Panthers, on the other hand, I mean, this is a team where you've got a banged up Bucks team. They're starting to get healthier. Godwin looked pretty good this weekend. He made some nice catches and stuff. But like the Panthers are coming, man. They are. And this is a team
Yeah.
that we really didn't think was going to have it. But Dave Canales, I'll tell you, he's doing well. He's got these guys believing, got them playing good football, and that's a dangerous team, man. I'll tell you that I could see them gibbing someone in a game in the playoffs. I could see that happening. They could end up. They could mess around and get a home game. So
I'm gonna say this now. Carolina does this like once a month,
mhm.
where they beat the brakes off somebody, and you're like, oh man, and they're not making the playoffs. I'm just gonna say that right now. They're
I
not
don't
making the
I
playoffs.
don't know, man. They beat some good teams. They beat Green Bay, and we're
Sure.
we're, we're sitting here saying Green Bay's a good team. You know, like now they beat the Rams. I don't know. Out of the next
That
five
Rams win is
games.
a legit win. I will say that Rams win a legit win.
Hmm.
Green Bay, I can't tell you if they're good or not
Yeah, I'll tell you
because
they.
they're inconsistent.
Yeah,
Green Bay also lost to Cleveland this year, so like, do what you want with that. So
yeah. Man, it's wild.
Carolina, I will say Carolina plays teams pretty frisky.
They
Like
do.
they are, I think, and I don't think the Rams will ever admit this, but I think they looked at that Carolina game and I think they thought that was just going to be a walkover game.
Hmm.
And Carolina plays teams tough. I will say that. Like I don't know if they have all the talent to put it together week after week, but if you don't take them seriously, they'll punch you in the mouth.
Tell you,
Like,
Bryce Young was making some plays. Ted McMillan, he's not bad. Rico Dowdle, he's a dog. So is Chuba Hubbard, right? Like they got a good team,
Bryce
man.
Young was
Like
making some fourth down plays that just was hey, I have a big set of nuts.
yeah,
Look at this.
I'm also
Like
a very
that fourth
small
down
human
pass to Tet
being.
yeah. That fourth down touchdown pass to Tet to win the game.
Yeah,
That's a that throw and the touch that he had on that was just so good.
but think
So
about this
good.
for a second. The NFL was not the biggest stage he's been on, and I know that sounds crazy, but
Yeah.
his time in the NFL has been the losingest time, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
of his entire life, right? Like this guy went to Alabama, won a lot of games there. It just, the stage that he was playing on there, the bright lights aren't too big for him. He's
Yeah.
gonna figure it out. It's just gonna take some time. And I'll tell you, if Carolina adds another playmaker in the offseason, look out, man. Look out.
Yeah.
Could be a dangerous football team. Very dangerous. Let's see. We've got the Bills. They beat up on the Steelers, and now all the talk is kind of going to Mike Tomlin's job and what's going to
Which is
happen with
dumb.
that.
Which is so dumb.
Yeah, they're. I don't think Mike Tomlin's done coaching, but maybe a change of scenery might not be bad. I don't think the Steelers are going to find a better coach, but I don't know. I heard a point that was brought up that did make a lot of sense. If your team let's say if your team hadn't won a playoff game since 2016, they're probably not going to have the same coach there.
I'm gonna push back on that
Mm.
because I would rather have a team. I would rather have a coach that consistently we're winning every year.
Mm-hmm.
And in the playoffs, like that's sometimes like that's look at Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo hasn't fired Sean McDermott, and they keep losing to Kansas City every year.
Yeah,
Like that's my pushback to that. I would rather I would
but they
as
are
somebody
winning playoff games though. That's the thing, right? Like
sure
they are winning playoff games, but you're right. I think that
that's
I think the ceiling for Buffalo's a little bit higher than it is for the Steelers.
sure. As somebody that had to sit through 5 shitty years of my favorite football team just being complete ass, I'll tell you, it makes you appreciate when you have a coach that like is going to get you to the playoffs
Yeah.
because that's all you want. Like every year, sure, our favorite teams want to win the Super Bowl, but that's not realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like all we want is a chance in the playoffs. Like if you get us to the playoffs, that's what I want. Like I just want my team to have a chance. And once you're in the playoffs, anything happens. You could go on a run. And it just hasn't been that way for Pittsburgh. But the fact that they're getting to the playoffs consistently, I don't know what I don't know what else Steelers fans want.
Yeah,
That's like some weird entitled bullshit that I hate from them. Like,
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I don't care for their I don't care for the fans calling for him. He's done way too much for that organization for them to be chanting that. That's not right.
Yeah. And the thing is this, like, you think the Steelers, I think that the grass is going to be greener on the other side. Let me tell you, as somebody that had Gerard Mayo as a coach for a year, it's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
oh
I'll tell you.
man,
Like,
I think he was set up so bad too.
I agree.
But
I
yeah.
also don't think he was ready. I don't think he was ready.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, it's
like
tough.
when your favorite team has a bad coach, it's not fun.
Doesn't feel good.
So I be careful what you wish for, Steelers fans. Be careful what you wish for.
Hmm. All right, man. So let's also talk about the Steelers, the Seahawks. They absolutely crushed the Vikings. They continued on with just their absolute dominance, which was very impressive as well. They just the Vikings seem like they're just really roughing it right now.
It's like they shouldn't have let go of Sam Darnold. That's a hot take, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I know
Also,
JJ McCarthy could be something good for them in the future, but I can't imagine
could
Justin
he?
Jefferson's happy right now. It just
Some of the passes that McCarthy's thrown this season is going to get Justin Jefferson killed.
Yeah, they're
Like,
hospital
not
passes,
good.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
not good. This week
yeah.
it wasn't McCarthy that was playing. It was a backup that they had, but it looked
First start
awful.
ever, and boy, the if you want to just watch something that's just funny, the pick six that he threw, oh, what a treat!
Yeah. And
He's like
Seattle's defense, yeah, they
Seattle was like rushing him, and so he's like running to the side, and
Mhm.
he like underarm passes it somehow, and it's right to the Seattle defender, who I have to imagine is like, huh, all right,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and then just ran off for a pick
Yeah,
six.
this is good. This is good for me. Yeah, Mike McDonald has these guys playing really well, and there's no better feeling on defense when you know that you're playing a first start ever quarterback. Very rarely does it work against the defense's favor.
Yeah.
Uh, I
What was it? It
did.
was like 4 sacks, 5 takeaways, or the inverse of that.
Yeah, it
Jesus,
was ridiculous. By the way, Miles Garrett did get one more sack.
he's at
Uh,
19, baby,
Yeah,
19.
though JSN really didn't have a big week, but he didn't really need to against the Vikings.
No,
So it was, maybe there's a chance he still could break the record, but I feel like he's on to bigger things and wanting bigger things for the team this year. So definitely going to be interesting. But let's talk about your Pats, man. That's what we really want to talk about, right? It just I don't know. I'm looking right now. The Pats and the Bears are atop their conferences, and I'm just wondering like what year is it? What
yep,
year is this happening? So,
yep.
are you happy
The
about
league
that
got a
or?
the league got a 5 year reprieve from us, and I hope they enjoyed it.
Yeah.
They enjoyed it. So, no. So first of all, well, we're gonna set the record straight. That hit on Jackson Dart was legal,
Yes.
and actually, Troy Aikman did a really good job on commentary talking about this last night. Like, so for a few years, like quarterbacks were trying to get that extra 2 yards,
Mm-hmm.
and like they were like kind of tiptoeing in bounds and then getting wrecked, and they were and like refs were calling that like roughing the passer, which is frankly ridiculous. And then now the last couple of years, the league has kind of gone the other way. They're like, all right, hey, if you're gonna keep running in bounds, like that's on you, man. Like, and if you get rocked, you get rocked. Like if it's a helmet to helmet, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the speed and the launch that Jackson Dart flew was hilarious.
Well, it almost from a certain angle looked like it was helmet to helmet, but
Yep.
but that was my only concern about it, was that it was.
That's what I thought the same thing at first. He was like, "Oh man, that's 15 yards," and like that looked like targeting. As
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, he's getting thrown out." Like,
Yeah.
but on replay, they're like, "No, he just Jackson and like Jackson Dart should have just gone out of bounds.
Yeah, he
Like
should
he
have.
was gonna get what an extra yard, and like he decided to stay in bounds, and like that's a as I like to say, that's a fuck around and find out moment.
Yeah, and it's up and to the right for sure. Because when you see that, I love his quote after the game. He's like, "This isn't soccer."
Yeah, yeah.
It really cracked me up seeing that. But yeah, your Pats are rolling right now. They're very very happy about your guy Drake May, and the direction that that he has them moving in. I think they refer to him as like commander, their commander.
Yeah, well,
Just very,
he's my commander in chief. You know,
yeah, just a very, very good thing they have going there. Conductor,
I
sorry,
yeah,
conductor.
I I will say the Patriots have a bye week this week, which
Hmm.
I honestly could not have come at a better time.
Yep,
The next 2 weeks after that are real tests. They
yep.
play Buffalo and Baltimore.
Hmm.
Those are real tests.
And even if
Like
they
those are
drop
the
both
two
of
best.
those, there's a chance they could still have the number one seed. I mean,
Yep.
it's.
I'm really interested to see in those two games that we can be competitive and that we can hold our own.
Mhm.
And we've beaten Buffalo already, so we can beat Buffalo. I do worry with Baltimore that we don't generate a really good pass rush, and if you can't generate a pass rush against Lamar Jackson, boy, he is going to cook you.
I wonder sometimes though, with a quarterback that scrambles like that, do you really want to flush him out of the pocket?
No,
Like
no,
so
absolutely not.
so I'm
But you
wondering
don't want
like
him to have that time. You don't want him to have that time to think about taking off, though. That's the thing.
I just I think it will actually work to their advantage because they play very good defense.
Yeah,
I think the Ravens are going to have more to prove against them. I really do.
and the
The,
Ravens are fighting for their playoff lives right now, so
They
that's
are.
going to be a must-win game
Yeah,
for them.
they need to win that game. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that ends up. And crazy 5 weeks, man. I can't believe it. 5 more weeks. And this is actually a very popular week because it's divisional week for some teams. And a lot
Yep.
of playoff teams are matched up this week. So you've got Indy at Jacksonville. We talked about Indy before. That's going to be
Boy,
a
that's a
huge,
massive game.
massive game. You've got the Rams at Arizona, and like this is going to be important because like how did the Rams bounce back? Arizona has been, uh, I mean, I hate to say
They
it, but
played
like,
teams weirdly tough with Jacoby Brissett. It's
dude,
weird
Jacoby
because he was
Brissett
ass for
is
us last year.
first of
He
all,
was
like
ass.
in fantasy, he's been killing it this year. But
Yeah,
he's actually made a lot of these games very competitive for Arizona. Much more competitive. I'm thinking the Indy game, Dallas game, even this past week. Like it's I don't know.
he kept them in that game against Tampa all the way to the very end.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, right. Like Tampa was, it was very very close. Um, and how do the Rams respond to losing? Right, like how do they come back on fire and really hammer Arizona, or what's the deal with that? You've got Pittsburgh at Baltimore, which Pittsburgh appears to be free falling. Does is Baltimore like? They're giving up so many yards on the ground. Is this the week that Derrick Henry rushes for 300 yards? Right? Like it. I don't know. He
yeah,
could make his 1,000 yard season just on this game. I don't know. Uh, that's going to be a wild one. Chicago at Green Bay did not have meaning
massive
for me.
implications.
Yeah, it didn't have meaning for me before, but it definitely does now. And both those teams understand the magnitude of that situation, right? Like,
And if the Bears can get two up on that division with what 3 to play, like that's
yeah,
or 4 to play, that's
yeah.
huge.
And you know what's crazy? Pete Schrager at the beginning of the year had picked the Lions not making the playoffs and picked the Bears winning that division. And
Yeah,
I kind of chuckled, but man, the guy is weirdly smart with being able to pick that stuff. He's very in touch with what's going on in the locker rooms. Now, a lot of things need to go certain ways in order to have those picks go right. Man, he's looking really smart right now.
yeah.
There's also some other great matchups that aren't divisional. You got Dallas at Detroit, which is weirdly,
That's an elimination game
yeah, it
for both teams.
yeah, it really is, man. Houston at Kansas City.
Yep.
Interesting. I think I said earlier that Houston had beat Kansas City, and I was wrong in that. But there was someone that had beaten Kansas City that I think we weren't expecting to.
That's
Houston.
the I mean the
You know
Bears
what?
did.
I keep messing it up. Houston beat Buffalo, and that
Mhm.
was the big game that Houston won. This is going to be another
Yeah.
big test for them against Kansas City.
This
Uh,
honestly, this might be an elimination. If Kansas City loses to Houston,
yeah,
like you can kind of kiss their playoff chances goodbye because then like you've lost every head-to-head tiebreaker with the teams ahead of you,
yeah. To every
which means
wild card
essentially
team. Yeah,
you're 2 games behind essentially or
yeah.
more,
A
including
lot
the
of things need
tiebreaker.
to go their way in order for that to happen. Imagine that Cincinnati catapults ahead. Like Cincinnati's playing Buffalo this week at Buffalo. Like there could be snow. It could be wild. We could get Joe Burrow classic, like classic Burrow, and or it could be really bad for them. I don't know,
That
but
Cincinnati Buffalo is a must win for both teams again.
yeah,
Like
it is.
Buffalo needs that game to stay pace with New England for the division still,
Um,
and Cincinnati needs that game to win their division because that's the only way they're getting in. Respectfully,
Weird
they have to
enough.
win the division. Cincinnati.
So if Buffalo loses, New England won't play this week, so that's going to be out. If Buffalo loses, oh man, they're still one more week away from being able to lock up the division, but that would be very crazy to
Yeah,
think about. Um, very wild. Uh,
yeah. And I'm trying
yeah,
not to count my chickens before they hatch. This team is like, yeah, but
it
yeah,
puts New
Buffalo,
England in the
Cincinnati, like,
New England's in the driver's seat right now. Like they need to
yep,
make sure that they don't run the car off the road, and that's
yep, they control their own destiny
yeah,
right now.
they
Yep.
definitely do because they could lose two more games and still, even if they lose to Buffalo and Baltimore, they could still win this division.
Yeah. Um, yeah, they could. I prefer that they didn't though, just because and I know this is gonna sound weird. I almost like am sad that they have a bye week because they're rolling right now, and I don't
Mhm.
want them to lose that momentum. But they
Yeah,
also need the break to get healthy.
yeah, and it's
Like them getting that last bye week before the latest bye week possible is kind of huge for them.
it's
Like
so interesting. We'll have to pull the clips later, but you definitely didn't think you maybe thought it was going to be 2-11 at this point. Like you
I thought
were
at
hoping for
best case
five
they were going to win.
games.
Yeah, I thought they were going to win 5 games at best this year. I was
Yeah.
like, I just want this team to be competitive in games, but like still would be okay with like a top 5 draft pick.
But to be there
Boy, am
at
I an
11
idiot.
and 2, you are not getting a top draft pick, and uh,
No.
you're vying for the. I mean, you're the one seed right now. It's crazy. So
Yeah, we're vying for a 1 seed, which
yeah.
is
Uh,
just like the old days, baby.
yeah. And the
Yeah,
last
I know
game,
it drives you nuts.
it does just because like you guys have had it all. You don't need any more. Yeah, just all I think about
Hey,
all of my friends from high school and college and post college that are all Patriot fans. They just don't deserve more. They don't. Like I want you
hey,
guys to
man,
be
we
happy, but
suffered
let
through
others.
five
Yeah.
hard
Oh,
years.
shut
Okay,
up. Shut up.
5
Yeah.
hard
Do you know what
years.
happened during those 5 years? You guys all became Buccaneers fans. That's what happened.
Not me. Not
Well,
me.
yeah. Not you, but many.
I was
Uh,
like, please.
the last game that's going to be interesting this week, we've got the Eagles at the Chargers, and that's if Herbert plays, that could be big. But I don't know the way the Chargers are running the ball right now. It could be a really bad game for Philly, and Philly needs a
Yeah,
bounce back game to be able to help themselves through this because right now it's not going well for them at all. So we're gonna have to see. But anything else you wanted to mention about that before we cover the disappointing part of this episode?
yeah, no, I think that it's funny that there's a world where we get to watch Trey Lance play a Monday night game,
Hmm.
and that just brings great joy to me. Like,
Yeah, it could be amazing.
what would bring me even more joy is if Trey Lance beats the Eagles, and watching the few Eagles fans I have in my life just absolutely lose their collective minds.
Yeah, could be a lot of fun. Uh,
Yeah, it's good times.
yeah. So let's move on to fantasy. I've been eliminated in 2 leagues. Well,
Yep.
now my third league, right, from the playoffs because I got knocked out of guillotine, and now my other 2 leagues. However, I moved into first place in my other league, and it's
Eh,
amazing the way the cookie crumbles, right?
sure.
Sometimes it just crumbles that way. But so I'm kind of happy. I'm kind of happy with that. I'm averaging. I love when I look at my projections for the week, and I'm set to average almost 150 points almost every week. That makes me feel
Yeah.
really really good. But yeah, what about you?
Well, the person that we lovingly refer to for the last 12 months as Mr. Eighth Place. Um, he not only has secured the 1 seed in our Bennett League, he also knocked me out of the playoffs by sweeping me during the regular season. This is the second year in a row he swept me.
Yeah.
So it's not great. It's not great. You and I are going to be kicking it in the losers bracket.
which
You
is
know.
always fun to do, right? There's bragging rights. We get to see who else gets knocked out, which is kind of cool.
So
Um,
now it's we can't afford to finish in last place. I can't have that. I
I've just
cannot
had
have that.
such a brutal season, man. It really has been a brutal season. The one thing I will say, and I can take pride in this, if John wins the league, which I hope he does, I'm just gonna always be able to say to him, "You didn't beat me. Didn't beat me." In fact, I beat him 111.3 to 111.2.
Do
So
you play him this week?
no, he
Oh, you only
cannot.
played him once this
He
year.
cannot get revenge on me. I am.
Love to see it.
I
You know what you have to send to him. You know the reel that you have to send to him. It's the same one I send to you.
send it to
It's the
me.
same one he sends to me. Yeah.
You need to send it to me so that
Yep.
I can send it because I
I
may have
will.
lost it. But yeah,
Mhm.
man. Yeah. I. It's
It
just
it
been
seems
a.
like the three of us. It seems like the three of us. It's that Spider-Man meme that's just like,
Yeah.
wait, who's better between the three of us?
It's too good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
I'm devastated, man. I'm devastated because I I really wish I was in the playoffs, but the things just did not go well for me there this year with
Yeah.
them. It just didn't. He's
And you
also
know
on
the
the
thing too is,
verge of making the playoffs in my other league too. He's at six
mm,
and seven, but so are one, two, three, four other teams. So, and I have a 1% chance in that league to make the playoffs. So I'm not eliminated, but I am right. Uh,
you know what happens if John wins the Bennett League, right? Like you know the reign of terror that we're in for 12 months.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. It's going to be brutal.
None of our DMs are safe. They
No,
will not be safe.
no, they won't. They definitely won't be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just trying to figure out like where do we go from here. Uh, that's
Doesn't
gonna.
get much worse.
It really doesn't. I think that's the hard part of dealing with all of this is it doesn't get much worse than this. Um,
You know what? The thing with fantasy sometimes is like there are years where, like this year, it just felt like cool. I should have just set my money on fire. That would have been more productive.
yeah, it would have made me feel really good. Um,
Yeah,
really good.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's just I don't know, and I'm already thinking about next year for fantasy of moves I'll make, but yeah,
Me too.
it's so interesting, guys, that I definitely won't take a chance on. Can we officially just put the fork in him? Kyle Pitts is done, right? Like he's
Except he had a good week last week,
no,
and I didn't start him.
he's not going to be fantasy relevant next year though, right? Like we can say that.
Sure, sure.
Do they move on from him? Do they cut him?
I'll tell you that I say that, and then like when it's coming to like the last round of the draft and he's still sitting there, and I need some, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'll take a flyer on him.
Yeah.
That's I know who I am. I'll tell you who I'm not taking next year. AJ Brown.
What about
Do not
Jalen
let me
Hurts?
take him. Undecided. Undecided.
Yes. Yes, you need to take him. You have to. Yeah, I'm gonna push you so hard when AJ Brown's on the
I know
clock.
you are.
And you know what's gonna be amazing? He's gonna have like a 2,000 yard season next year.
I know.
Because he's I don't know, maybe the Eagles trade him or something like that. He ends up in New England and you're gonna be like, I'm taking him now. Right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's gonna be amazing. But yeah, it's I don't know, just a really good way to be able to stay in touch with the guys, and I know Bennett would be proud, very proud of us.
Yeah.
So, all
Yeah.
right, man, we are gonna wrap up for today. I love you, bro, and I hope you have an
Me too.
amazing rest of the week.
Peace.
Peace.